Hi everybody, hi friends, welcome back. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say welcome back because I'm such a newbie on here. If you did happen to watch my intro to BookTube, hi, it's good to see you again. If this is your first video, hi, my name is August. It's really lovely to meet you. Today I'm actually doing my first ever weekend vlog. We're gonna go thrifting today, find some cozy books. I'm really looking forward to just kind of perusing and taking my time today to explore some books. Enjoying the sun? Yeah? Hi friends, so I'm back from my adventures today. It is so bright and sunny outside, blue skies, but it was hella cold. I waited like over half an hour to get inside Trader Joe's today just so I could get some flowers. I had a really successful thrift haul. I was in like a mood today. I kept picking up things that I never anticipated I would pick up. I was really feeling the vibe of like historical fiction, romance, like really atmospheric books. I think this random genre generator that I'm doing this year in 2021, which I talked about in my last video about my challenge for the year, has really pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me attracted to things and books and topics and genres that I didn't really think that I would be interested in. I also picked up some art. I'm really excited. I ended up picking up, show you all, 5 beautiful new books that I am really excited about, as well as 3 pieces of art and some fun earrings that I'm really excited about. This is my first thrift haul on YouTube, so let's dive in. Hopefully I can give you all a good fair synopsis of the books I picked up, though quite honestly I don't think I'm gonna do a very good job because I hardly know what they're about. To start with though, are we excited? I'm so excited. This is my first haul. Ah! Get it out of the system. Shh, it's okay. The first book that I picked up is Einstein's Dreams by Alan Lightman. This is a really thin book. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice this. There's like these beautiful etchings inside. That is quite gorgeous. It is written from Albert Einstein's perspective. He has these dreams about the theory of relativity, about time. So they're very time warped, time bendy. I love that perspective so much. And the back does say that it kind of combines connections between science and art, the process of creativity, and ultimately the fragility of human existence. Oh, I am kind of inspired by Emma from her channel, which I will link below. She's one of my favorite booktubers, and she actually reads aloud the first sentence of each book from a haul. That is something that I would actually really love to try out for you. Let me know what you think, but it's always the first few sentences of a book that convince me to pick it up and purchase it when I'm thrifting. First sentence of Einstein's Dreams, plural. Prologue. In some distant arcade, a clock tower calls out 6 times and then stops. I'm really excited for this one. It's just so unique and creative and interesting, and I'm really geeked out about it. I don't know, yeah, this seems just like a really fun time. This is Honey Baby Sweetheart by Deb Coletti, and it's just giving me like such soft, romantic, tender, like summer vibes. So I'm hoping this will be a really nice light summer read. It seems as though it follows a young 16-year-old girl who is kind of going through her first love with this very rebellious bad boy of the town, and her mother's kind of against it. her mother drags her along to her like book club, which I love books that have book clubs in them, or even just talks about books in a book. It's just so meta, but it's also like so comforting. I think for people who love books so much, just the word books or seeing books or people reading books, it inspires and makes you feel so comforted. Let me know if I'm not alone in that feeling, because I feel it all the time. Basically, in the book club, they hear a story or something, or read a story where it's actually a true, you know, lovers were separated across time or distance or something, I'm not sure. But basically the mother and the daughter decide, like, we need to reunite this love and we need to rekindle this flame, and they take it into their own hands because they know them personally. Not quite sure, but they go on like a road trip. So I'm not sure how all of that comes together in this one book, but I'm quite excited by it. Chapter 1. The first thing I learned about Travis Becker was that he parked his motorcycle on the front lawn. This one seemed very appropriate. This was actually the first book that I picked up. This is Year of Wonders, a novel of the plague by Geraldine Brooks. It takes place in the 1600s, and it basically follows a plague. It's just very fitting for these times. It talks about quarantining. The spread of the disease kind of causes like a witch hunt and the disintegration of a community. Seems like there might be a little bit of romance in there. So for Year of Wonders, the first chapter is called Apple Picking Time. And the first sentence is, I used to love this season. And because the next like 3 sentences are what chef's kiss got me, is the wood stacked by the door, the tang of its sap still speaking of forest, the hay made, all golden in the low afternoon light, the rumble of the apples tumbling into the cellar bins. And it just continues from there. How atmospheric and delicious is that? That is so gorgeous. I'm really excited. Now when my random genre generator hits historical fiction, I'm going to have a field day with it, and I'm really excited about it. The next book I picked up is Stern Men by Elizabeth Gilbert. I actually, very surprisingly, have never read a book by Elizabeth Gilbert in my entire life. I've always been intrigued by City of Girls. It's been on my bucket list to read Eat, Pray, Love. It just still hasn't happened. So it was kind of cool to see a book that I've actually never frickin' heard of. The front is beautifully wrought and very funny. Finding an Austen heroine in a lobster boat is one of its many delights. Okay, so it takes place on the East Coast, or off the coast of Maine, which I don't know, I have a fascination with Maine. And it follows generations of lobstermen who then kind of have like this almost like quarrel between each other because, you know, the sea ain't big enough for the two of us. I'm kind of imagining kind of like grumpy old men, but lobstermen. But basically there's an 18-year-old girl. She decides to join the lobstermen. I'm reading the back as I'm telling you this because I really don't know what it's about. She ends up falling in love with a lobsterman. And I don't exactly know where it's gonna go from there, but basically we've got romance, we've got sassy people, I don't know. 20 miles out from the coast of Maine, Fort Niles Island and Corn Haven Island face off. 2 old bastards in a staring contest, each convinced he is the other's only guard. I think that writing is really delightful. Another option for romance. It might not necessarily be like, same with Honey Baby Honey Sweetheart, Honey Baby Sweetheart. I'm not sure the order of that. It seems like it starts out maybe like it has a romantic aspect, but these women are so much more fully developed as characters. I think that's exactly the type of romance I'm looking for, especially as somebody who's such a newbie in the genre. I definitely still want other stories besides romance. I like that the women have other things going on and other passions in their lives and strong backstories. So I think both of those are going to be fantastic options for when I get to read a romance. This last book I'm really excited about, although legally, technically, I should not own it. I should not have it here. It should not have been at a bookstore because it's an advanced reader's copy. And I feel really horrible about this. So if this is fantastic, which the first few sentences the first page just had me like, oh, I love this writing style. I will be purchasing the actual final version of this. This is the Rose Variations by Marisha Chamberlain. So the back doesn't really have a description of what this book is about. It says it's just following Rose, the main character, through her various vicissitudes, romantic and musical, and through her many relationships with friends, colleagues, students, and lovers. The Rose Variations is one of those rare novels that captures the complexity of a life lived over time and does so in beautiful, eloquent prose. A brilliant debut. So I am really excited about this one because, like I said, the first page just really drew me into the world, and it was really breathtakingly beautifully written. Those are the 5 books that I got today, all of them very gorgeous and beautiful. I also got these gorgeous little pearl earrings here. I very recently, as of like last week, I got my second piercing done here, which is very exciting for me. I'm a big baby when it comes to needles, so then I also wanted to share with you all some of the pieces of art that I got today. We are really excited to create like a gallery wall of these prints and kind of starting like a thrifted art collection in our apartment. So we're just trying to figure out exactly where in our space we can put it because we have a lot of art already. Maybe one of my videos can be an art tour of the apartment, all the different pieces that we have. So if you're interested in that, comment below. And it is this fellow. It is this beautiful gold frame, but then we also have this like sunbathing cheetah who's like on the beach near a tent. I don't know what's happening, but I love it so much. I love the frame with this piece as well. The frame itself is art. So I just got really excited about that. They're really tacky, but I love them so much. We have a kitten playing a stand-up bass. Very vintage. I'll do some close-ups in a little bit here of just the pieces, but then this one has to be the winner. Like, the gold ribbon goes to this fantastic piece of art. Are you kidding me? There's a cat sticking its head out of a hole and a ladder and a cat in a jumpsuit. I don't know what's happening, but pair this stuff all together with the sunbathing lakeside cheetah. I mean, fantastic. Am I wrong? Fantastic. So that is my thrift haul today. I'm really excited. They're all so beautiful. I cherish them so much. It's so sour. Okay, so I just finished eating my dinner. Lunch or dinner, I'm not sure. I started watching Normal People. Just kind of have it on in the background at the moment, and I really want to organize my bookshelves, and I thought this would be a good time since I'm a newbie. No one really knows my system. It's very small. I don't have a lot going on, and it's taken a lot of work to get that way. We have a pretty small apartment One day we'll have a bigger space, but for the moment I'm very selective on the books that I choose to keep. I donate a book typically right after reading it. If I didn't enjoy it, if I didn't give it 5 stars, if I didn't like fall in love with it. So like 5 stars for me is like I fell in love with it, I'll talk about it, it will cross my mind even after reading it, like I loved it. If it's not that for me, I donate it. That's why it's pretty barren. One day hopefully I'll actually be able to hang on to even books that are just like 4 stars for me or 3 stars, just because they still have sentimental value to me. It doesn't mean that I want to discard them, it's just I really don't have anywhere else to put them at the moment. I do have so many books that I love, but I don't own physical copies of, or you know, I had to donate, but I would love to find another copy and like bring it back into my life because I donated it and I regret it. But yeah, so I will show you all what is on my shelves. Basically, 1, 2, and 3, 4. These top 4 are my best of the best of books that I own. My favorites, my all-time favorites that I would recommend to you. We got some little, you know, some plants, some tchotchkes to spice it up. These bottom 2 here are actually my TBR, my physical TBR. Everything is in alphabetical order. Not that exciting. I know some booktubers have like gorgeous rainbow bookcases, and today I'm gonna play around a little bit with, you know, maybe playing around with some stacks. Now my TBR shelves on the bottom here are quite full, so I don't want to just stack them on top, ye old stacks that are already there. But yeah, let's go! I hate it. I hate how this bookcase turned out, folks. I'm guessing alphabetical order is not the way when we're doing vertical versus horizontal book stacking. I don't know, I'm kind of done for the moment. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna put my knickknacks back on my shelf for now. I'll sleep on it, see how I feel tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It is a really snowy Sunday. It is snowing a lot here and it's making my heart so happy. This morning has been fantastic. I love slow mornings like this. I did my morning exercise, made myself a nice cup of joe, watched the snow fall, watered my plants, and then I got cozy and read a little bit more of my book. I am currently reading The Disaster Tourist by Yun Ko-eun, which is translated from Korean, and it has been so much fun. I am currently just over the 50% mark. So in this world, in this science fiction realm, or in the future, wherever this world takes place, people are able to tour disaster areas that have been affected by calamity, catastrophe, Mother Earth, natural disasters, as well as like terrorism or bombs or any sort of just trauma, basically. So people are able to tour that, and already I think that has a really big, profound kind of statement on the human tendency to be attracted to disasters, to be attracted to things that go wrong, but you're still preserved in this safe space where that disaster feels other than, and you're able to tour it, view it, see it. The main character, Yona, she works for the travel agency, and she is sent on a mission to kind of oversee one of the projects, and stuff ensues. She travels to Vietnam, to a place where there was like a sinkhole as well as massacres, and it is just really interesting how quickly and easily you're transported into this world, how nothing is as it seems. So that is what I'm currently physically reading. I was very nervous about picking a science fiction book. This was one that my random genre generator made for me, and this is so far exactly what I was looking for. It's adventurous, it is enthralling, it's suspenseful, it's action-packed, it's very mind-bendy, makes you think a lot about our current society and how abusive the tourist industry is, especially to local economies and communities. So I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. I'm really excited to share more updates with you all as I continue to read it. I'm currently listening to Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson over on Libby, and while I am thoroughly enjoying this book, it has, especially the audiobook has multiple voice actors. So far I believe there are 3 or 4 who take turns reading chapters, and it is just, the writing is absolutely stunning. And it seems as though it might be bouncing through time as well. So I'm having a difficult time kind of keeping storylines, plot lines, character development all in a row here, which might be just the downside of listening to it rather than reading it with my eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes audiobooks make it a little bit more difficult to actually visualize the story. I really would hate to not understand this book because it is so beautifully written. So those are the 2 books that I'm reading right now. On my agenda today, grab some lunch. I'm really excited. I'll take you along with me. Then I'm photographing a really cool fashion editorial, kind of avant-garde shoot today in the snow. I'm really excited to get really creative today, have some fun in the snow, enjoy the outside fresh, crisp air, and just have a, like, it's just been such a lovely weekend. Hi friends, so I'm currently at my parents' house. Look at, I mean, can you tell where my love of books came from? And I am going to be unwrapping the, there we go, Nasty Galaxy. This is a book that came out a few years ago, and I've wanted it for so long, and it's always been wrapped, so I've never actually been able to look at it. But it was on sale today at Barnes & Noble for $5 freaking. It's like a dream come true. I have just always adored this cover, and I have no idea what's inside, but I am really jazzed, so let's unwrap. Okay, you have this beautiful cloth cover. Oh my god, I'm already in love. So besides Nasty Galaxy, my dad looked at the records there and let me know it was 50% off of the Twin Peaks soundtrack. My heart, like, I couldn't not get it. I knew I'd regret not getting it because it's Twin Peaks. This is like a collector's item. It is slightly damaged. I love Twin Peaks so much. Everything about Twin Peaks I love so much. I have Twin Peaks tattoos. And I'm just really excited to have this, so let's unearth the beauty. Shut up. Look at this beauty. oh my god, I've never owned a record that is this beautiful. World of Blue. Oh, vocals by Julie Cruz. I love Julie Cruz. The Pink Room, The Black Dog Run at Night, with vocals by Angelo, and then Best Friends is side C. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, calm it down. Then in the $3 section at Barnes & Noble, I found this beauty, which is Any Man by Amber Tamblyn. I have loved Amber Tamblyn since Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants when she played Tibby. I was that kid who just wanted to be her from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And I didn't know that she was a writer. Like on the back of this, she has just done so much with her life. And this book sounds so incredibly, I feel like it's gonna really mess me up, I guess I'll say. It follows a serial rapist, so obviously your trigger warnings here, but the rapist is a female named Maud, and she attacks men and rapes men. So basically this is a gender reversal of the horrific, horrendous history and culture around rape. This seems like a really unsettling, fascinating thriller. I don't know what else to call it, mind-bending contemporary. I had a really successful haul today. I wasn't anticipating buying anything. I don't really like buying stuff from Barnes & Noble, but I didn't know that they would have such good deals and cheap stuff, because I want to find the the discounted goods. So oh my gosh, today was just fantastic. I'm getting ready now to go on my photo shoot, so stay tuned. Hello friends. It is actually now Wednesday morning. I haven't had a chance to update you all on the happenings after Sunday evening, but after Sunday I had my awesome photo session. It went really, really well. The photo shoot was fantastic. I'm really excited to edit and share some art with that on social media. I will also link my photography work down below so you can take a peek. It was a wonderful session. I'm really excited to write something about it as well, because yes, it was a man in a dress and I love it. Anyway, that evening the fireplace content was at my parents' house. I stayed there a little bit longer. I did a load of laundry, so now my clothes smell really nice and delicious. And I went home and then I read a little bit more of The Disaster Tourist. Come Monday morning, I finished The Disaster Tourist. And we need to chat about it because holy shit, this book is incredible. It is incredible. There's so much to unpack here, but I first want to say that I'm giving this book like a 4.5 star rating because it is so clever, smart, adventurous, witty, suspenseful, terrifying, romantic, all of the above. Impeccable. Impeccable. Throughout this book though, there is so much satire and talk of how we as humans are so complicit in disasters. We don't fully understand or hold ourselves accountable for the decisions we make that actually lead to natural disasters, such as poor infrastructure, buildings or homes or resources to keep them safe, for preventable action when it comes to natural disasters, as well as our complacency when it comes to easy things that we can prevent in terms of greenhouse gas emissions or just recycling, reducing, all of these things that we can so easily do. But we say, I'm just using that one straw, or I'm just driving to and from work, what's the big deal? But we're all doing it. So in the grander scheme of it, when our world starts crumbling down and there's a natural disaster or there's these horrible things that happen, there is no big entity to just point fingers at and be like, yes, you caused it, you are the problem. It's every single one of us, but when there's so many of us, we still don't feel the shame or the guilt or the blame for these things. So it just continues to happen. So this is an overarching theme throughout this entire book, is complacency, not having the gall to say like no to something when it's so terribly wrong. But it's scary to say no because it's for work, it's for your job, it's for XYZ. Overall, this book just really made you think about how this applies to your normal life and just how crappy we kind of are as humans. Overall, this book was just, again, it was just so smart. And I read that this is Yun Ko-eun's first book to be translated into English, so I am really hopeful that more of her work will be translated because holy shit, it's incredible. It's so smart and engaging and horrifying. I swear the entire book from start to finish had my heart pounding because I was so worried about our main character Yona and what she was gonna do and what kind of trouble she was in, because everyone seemed so sketchy and no one in this place like seemed like they were telling the truth, and a lot of things were not as they seemed. Fantastic. Highly recommend. So in staying true to my new routine or challenge of 2021, after finishing the disaster tours, I immediately went on to my random genre generator, which is just a website called Wheel of Names, and I put in all of my genre categories. This time I had removed memoir, nonfiction, fantasy, and now science fiction, because those are 4 genres that I read very recently and I wanted to do something new and fresh, and my wheel chose BIPOC literature. And this is something I chatted about in my earlier video regarding why I'm doing the random genre generator, but I do want to share a little bit more about why BIPOC literature and LGBTQ+ literature is on my Wheel of Names generator. This does not mean that I don't pick up those genres on my own accord. I still pick up memoir, nonfiction, contemporary on my own volition. With adding it to the wheel though, it's pushing me to go outside of my physical to-be-read piles. I've expressed this in that video as well, but I live in an area where when you go thrifting, 60% of the books that are there are religious text. It is, you know, biblical studies, Christianity, Catholicism, and it's very, very white. Very white. Most of the books that you'll find there are whitey white, white Wonder Bread white. And so majority of my thrifted books are from white authors. But this is just an incentive for me to really just continue to step out, continue to make progress, continue to be aware of how many white authors I'm reading from. I need to continually change and fix that lens. So with this first round of my generator ever choosing BIPOC literature, I chose to pick up Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. My dad read very recently and was raving about it, so I asked if I could borrow his copy, so this is that. I picked it up Monday evening right after the generator let me know, because I knew exactly what book I wanted to read. This is one that once I picked it up I read the first page and immediately fell in love with James Baldwin's writing style. This is my first James Baldwin and it will not be my last. I am currently almost 100 pages in already. I am absolutely devouring it with my eyeballs. It's one of those books that immediately welcomes you into this world where just everything feels so charismatic and rich and atmospheric and delightful and jovial, but at the same time you know there's something darker lingering in the corners of those musty bars where they're sitting in Paris and drinking white wine and eating oysters. Like, it's just so beautiful and divine, and you're immediately thrown into this world of parties and relationships, and you're listening in on conversations between people that is so witty and quick. Like, it's just stunning and divine. Well, that is it, friends. That is it for my wrap up, my weekend vlog. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me and reading and enjoying some wonderful literature. Let me know if you're looking for more meatier substance when it comes to actually reading and enjoying books. I know this weekend kind of just like flounced around some thrift stores. I thoroughly enjoyed making this vlog. It was a lot of fun just having you join me for a really cozy, wonderful, relaxing weekend. It was exactly what my soul and my heart needed, and I'm glad I could share it all with you. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all really soon. Bye!